When darkness whispered that I was alone, your light slipped quietly into my fear. You didn't shout, you didn't force the dawn. You simply held the pieces of my heart and rebuilt me where I thought I died. Every step was heavy with unspoken pain, but you walked beside me unafraid. You knew the storms that lived inside, yet you called me worthy of your healing and taught my soul to breathe again. I hid my wounds like shameful secrets, but you saw beauty where I saw scars. You touched the pain I feared to face and turned it into strength I'd never known, a strength that only grace could give. Your love broke every lie I believed. Your truth shattered every chain I wore. Your mercy flooded every valley of doubt. Your presence filled every empty place, and my soul found a home in you. The nights were long, but you were longer. The tears were many, but you were more. The silence was loud, but you whispered louder. The fear was strong, but you stood stronger. And your love kept pulling me upward. I am no longer who I was before. You reshaped my spirit with gentleness. You rebuilt my courage brick by brick. You replaced my trembling with purpose and called me child of the light. Even in the shadows I will praise you, for your light shines brightest in the dark. Even in the sorrow I will trust you, for your hand holds what I cannot see, and your heart holds what I cannot carry. My breath belongs to your healing wind. My tears belong to your holy soul. My voice belongs to your truth alone. My steps belong to the path you restore, and my future belongs to your promise. You turn my morning into a lantern. You turn my ruins into testimony. You turn my silence into worship. You turn my fear into a roar of faith. And now I rise because you called me. Where I once fell, I now stand tall. Where I once trembled, I now shine. Where I once doubted, I now declare. Where I once hid, I now sing. For you made me whole again. My soul is steady in your presence. My heart is anchored in your truth. My hope is welded to your promise. My spirit rests in your embrace. For you are the God who restores. So even in the shadows I rise, even in the storms I breathe, even in I woke up in a valley I didn't choose to, surrounded by the weight of yesterday. But your voice broke through like morning light, calling my heart out of hiding and reminding me I was made for hope. My bones felt tired, heavy with sorrow, but your breath revived the ashes in me. Your touch sparked embers I thought were dead. Your mercy wrapped around my wounds, and I felt something holy rising. You didn't rush my healing, you stayed. You didn't demand strength, you gave it. You didn't shame my brokenness, you lifted it. You didn't ignore my pain, you carried it. And I stood because you held me. The lies screamed loudly in my mind, but your truth shook the ground beneath them. Every whisper of fear fell silent, every shadow bowed to your light, every chain loosened at your name. I once lived on the edge of giving up, ready to surrender to the emptiness. But you stepped into the place where I collapsed and told my soul to rise again, and it obeyed the sound of your love. I felt courage return in small waves. I felt hope crack open inside me. I felt peace walk back into my chest. I felt life bloom where pain was living. I knew the day my soul stood up again. Heaven rejoiced over my broken breath. Angels guarded the path in front of me. Mercy stretched its arms around my story, and grace became my new beginning. I don't walk alone through the dark anymore. You've filled my night with purpose. You've turned my scars into maps of survival. You made my heart a lighthouse, a beacon of the God who lifts the fallen. Every step I take is worship, every breath I breathe is testimony, every tear I shed is prayer, every sunrise is promise, every battle is already won. You made a warrior out of the weary, a singer out of the silent, a survivor